What makes a dancer stand out on the world stage? It's not just technique, it's artistry presence and an unshakable mindset. Jocelyn trained with me won the Grand Prix Award at the YAGP Semi-Final in Pittsburgh. And now we're preparing her for the YAGP Finals in April. Today, I will break down exactly how we refined her technique and maximize her performance under high pressure and very competitive conditions. You will see the exact training strategies I use to prepare dancers for the top competitions like YAGP, how to make corrections that actually stick, build confidence, and bring out a dancer's full potential when it counts the most. I will walk you through my coaching process, analyzing footages from Jocelyn's training, explain the thought process behind each adjustment, and showing how even small details makes a huge difference in the performance. If we haven't met yet, I'm Runqiao, founder of Runqiao Ballet Coaching. I help dancers win top competitions like YAGP by refining their technique efficiently. I also help teachers train stronger dancers with AOBI certification program. Let's break down this performance and see what sets top competitors apart. This is the variation that we choose. She did the two classical variations, Grand Prix Classique and Laurencia. We're going to bring this one to the finals. Her score was higher, this one, and we believe that this one really shows her strength, which is her jumps and her personality really well. And then let's take a look at the video of the semi-final. It's a remarkable jump, huge jump. And you cannot do Laurencia without a big jump, which she has. And what else is important in Laurencia? Spanish, style. Hard step to do well anyway. And style, so we spend a lot of time on the shoulders, on the arm. This jump is what won her the award. We lose the momentum a little bit here. So, you know, watching this, you can see this. She's 14. Jocelyn's 14 years old. You see a form, it's just ready to explode. There's just so much we can do with a students like this. However, the coaching strategy is not throw everything at her once. She's not gonna be able to cope with that kind of information. So there is things that we need to pick. What is the most important needs to be improved and what needs to be polished, what needs to be changed. I'm not very happy with the ending because I feel like there's an extra step in there and I think I can do better. Now, let's go right to it in one of my coaching sessions with her right now. And this is the one that I'm talking about her ending. So let's take a look. And right arm back. So I'm having her, after Chenet, I'm having her to do the tone flush with the right leg instead of the left leg. Celebration. Yes, up. And also, I want her to end up because it's a competition. She only have a minute and a half. I want to have her make a maximum impact when the finishing to the audience. So I want to have a very strong finish. That's why I want to change the ending with the left arm up. Torador, you know, like a Carmen. I want to give that imagery of what that position feels like to her. So she has to visualize the ending. same shoulders and your arm, your hands, as though you have the instrument in your arms, like this. That has to have a little bit more accent with your left shoulder forward. So there's a level change. So I want her to be at level, eye level, then have a transition to go up. That was my strategy. No, she didn't dip. No. So you do like this. Then there is a down with the head. Look at me. There's a down with the head before you come up again. Yes, that is a transition, correct. And then you have to come up, not flat. Have to come up the diagonal. Pay attention to the right arm. So pay attention to the right arm. Then head down, then head up. So my arms in a figure eight position. S shape. That allows me to do what? Allows her come down directly to disguise her arm. Continue, move forward. It preset the arm in the right place for what's after. So here is a gather the pressure. It's like a almost animalistic here at this moment. It's like a little animalistic feelings, like a hunter, and explode. This is important because she's facing away from the audience. So actually a dancer's back tells a lot of stories. So I want this part to be as vivid, as transparent, as impactful as the jump. So when we see the jump, we see impressive turns. And it is those areas to trigger the audience's emotional impact emotionally. So when they see the arm, when they see her back, it needs to trigger something in their head. So especially in the competition, it's very important because we have to move the audience. But we don't sing, we don't have a loudspeaker to express our vocal. What's our instrument? Our body. So every part, her body, her arms, every little transition has to tell a story. So in this part right here, we talk about she's like a little animal. She's like this, gather energy, then to do what? To preset for another jump, the same jump, and repeat, for the jump to be even more impactful. It's a strategy. It's a strategy how to lure them in. How do you set them up for a story you wanted to tell them? So it is for this jump. That's it. Big jump right there. It's all set up. I prep her for it. That position right here. So in that particular position, what I don't want is for a jury member to say, oh, that was turned in. I don't want that. Psychology is very interesting. When you see a student, it's perfect, everything, alignment, the lines, the musicality is perfect, they don't think. They don't think, oh, that was good, that was good. They don't think that way. But when they see something less perfect, when they see something they think is problematic, then there's a problem. So it's not really fair. So what I wanted to do is I don't want it to have a moment, have anybody to say, oh, that was turned in. I want to eliminate that. That position right here. Even. So I talk about even. When you have a big leg to the front, what do I have in the back? Arm in the back. Create a balance. A little bit more tension in your hands. Tension in arms. It's a little droopy this moment. It doesn't match with the strength of the front leg. Shape your hand. Yes. That's the balance I'm looking for. It's a part of the balance. Understand? So you have the power of your leg and your power of your arm. Texture and has to be balanced. Yes, has to be balanced. I would prefer not to see this with your supporting leg. I would prefer just see like this. Without the supporting leg, do the adjustment. Yes. That's hard. Yeah, that's hard. It's having to be total control. How she comes down from point. After this, bring them over a little bit. Down? Yes, that's right. You gotta get over that. Yes, that. Now, when you do the big jump, the jump is It's very, very good. The jump is very good, very impressive. There's always room for something like this. Truly, we couldn't put a ceiling. We cannot say there's no room to improve. That's not our job. Teacher's job is not put a cap on students' potential. So it's my job, really, from this moment on to late April when we go to Florida, to bring that quality even more. So our job is eliminate the issues, polishing the part wasn't so good. Area needs to improve. Great, we got this. What else do we do? We have to make the good part even better. Yes, so this jump is fantastic, but I think we can do better. How? I want her to sustain the front leg little longer, to have even more this floating in the air, have this kind of propulsion in the air, is by having the front leg to held little longer, and how is land to have more control when she land. That will make the jump even more impressive and memorable. I want to make the jump even better. See what I'm doing here. The strength of the front leg, stretch your knees even more for that jump. Yes. Stretch. Yeah, and from now on, we're gonna working on. You're gonna hold that leg as long as you can. So the beauty of the jump, it's not only the initial thrust, it is ability to hold the position as long as you can. So if you see her jump, it's not just up and down, it's up and hold. I'm talking about Osipova, or we see her jump, because this is one variation that nobody danced like Osipova. It's just nobody, and nobody can. I don't believe anybody can, with an incredible natural ability, and on top of that, incredible training. That's it. It's a very simple formula. A gift body with a perfect training regimen. There you go. But I do believe Osipova's jump is something special. It is something very different. I study a lot that if you look at that jump, the front leg held very long. It's like the audacity. You have the audacity to do this, and I want her to do it. And this is the only way to bring this variation to another level. That's the only way. There's no other way. We feel like there's a secondary propulsion. You see Osipova jump, there's a secondary propulsion. Because it's so strong, the legs, it's sustain the shape of the jump. That's the amazing part of it, yeah. And after the jump, push the foot back up right away. So don't let your thigh to feel the pressure. And you have to push up right away. Yes. Push. Yes. The high jump, only when it's impressive, is the landing is absolutely managed and controlled, and it's expected. So we don't want to see a dancer really jump high and they don't know where they are. And when they land, they don't know where the floor is. Because that jump, to me, it's adrenaline driven. So because the dancer didn't know how high they jumped. A lot of times boys like that, they don't know where the floor is. This, I want her to feel that it knows exactly where the floor is and able to bounce back for the next step. I don't want her just to like this. I want her to bounce right back for that 2 coup-de-pied step. After the jump, don't bring the knee forward. I'm exaggerating. But coup-de-pied, to be very beautiful coup-de-pied. That's called a managed. So we not only the big jump, we know exactly and how to land. Coup-de-pied. So her knees still forward a little bit. Before bend back, get yourself in the air a little bit. Air first. Little longer before you go. Because when you go back right away, it cuts down the jump. So it has to get yourself in the air. Then the proportion, the beauty of the proportional secondary jump is when the back leg go back to attitude. Look at my right arm. My arm has to be a part of it. I go, glutes on my right arm. Don't throw yourself back. Your right arm, get yourself up first. Up, then back. Beautiful. That was great. That was great. So now this is the very final manège. Absolutely exciting. She's flying on stage like a wild. It's wild right there. And from the video, I felt at that moment there was a little down, and she was tired at point. You can't blame her. This whole variation is the grand allegro, basically. So I want to make a little adjustment to help her to make sure that the manège is to be dealt with, because at the very end of the variation, the energy cannot go down and cannot maintain. It has to push up. So we have to end up. I'm trying to come up a strategy, come up a way for her to, in the way, save some energy. So not punching everything, but show something big and strong, like a big jump. And the soda basque, I want her just to, with clarity, of course, just to get it over with, not to make it as a big jump. So I don't want to say big, all big jump. I want to say big jump and speed, a big jump and agility. So I want this soda basque to show her agility instead of elevation. So that to me maybe offers something more dynamic. That soda basque is not high soda basque. It's not. But
so I don't want her to high soda basque.
More clear in that coup de pied. Yes. I think it's not coup de pied. It's not full retiré. It is like demi retiré. Yes, demi retiré. So have that leg a little bit more clear. Can you get to that position a little bit faster?
Just quicker and faster, sort of get over with.
Yeah. So not linger. Get up there faster. So I need to see a shape of that a little bit faster. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then don't think that's a big jump, because if every jump
contrast
is a big jump, it translates to we don't see any big jump.
Yes.
So it needs a big jump, needs a smaller jump to make the big jump look even bigger.
So sometimes we'll have to think this way.
Contrast. If you study her manège, her soda basque is very quick and small. You realize that? Yeah. Very quick. It's almost like a transitional step. Mm-hmm. And this is big. And just get over with. Put the weight of that step the back. Don't go forward like this.
Because if you're forward, you will feel like somebody constantly pushing from the back. You have no control of the soda basque. So after the big jump, the posture before the soda basque has to be in the back. So allow my right foot to have some time to do the pushing. So if I hunched over, my right foot cannot do the pushing. It's in the wrong place. I only can do pushing here. So that's the alignment issue.
Soda basque in this position.
Has to be in here. So I have control of that thrust.
Weight in the back so you can push.
Yeah.
Yes. Back. That's it. And continues the back. Yes.
That's better.
Mm-hmm.
That's better.
Good. That third one was great. It's almost like in this position. You're getting the soda basque here. You see me? Right here.
The posture I'm talking about has to be consistent. So it cannot be random. A dancer to enter a variation like this, they cannot have even at one moment, they don't know where their body is. They don't know how to engage, how to fire their leg, how to engage the thrust. They have to know every second of it. It's strategy. After big jump, they needed to put the shoulder back for the soda basque. After soda basque, they needed to know how to take it 2 more steps. Every step the way, they has to have a full consciousness, not random. It cannot be an emotional driven act, because that's difficult to control and measure. It has to be a total consciousness of every step she takes, every approach. She has to be very clear. It all has to be strategy. It's one step in here. I think it's the hardest moment in this particular variation is the on don't turn plie and the single and the swivel open side. Here we're working on this turn right here. This is the turn I'm talking about. So I want her have a very free the leg after the turn.
This leg, the retiré leg, let this leg
this switch and a little bit more soul.
She was doing too fast, so her supporting leg didn't have a chance to get the foothold, like literally.
You have to
You
feel
have
the
it first,
floor a little
yeah.
bit before you do reversal.
That was better.
Yes, there you go.
That was better.
Then you have to cheat a little bit. You almost have to think it's like there's a little bit of entonnoir. There's a little bit turning on both legs before the other leg goes out. You can't turn like that. You can't change that fast. It has to have a transition.
Now, that's
Thank
better.
you very much.
That's
That
better.
was it.
Being a Spanish style is also very important. Even harder to train because it's a feeling, it's a character, a lot of small nuances. If we talk about feeling and nuances, it's very difficult to coach. But that part, and also equally needs to be equally impactful. Talk about style.
So from here, you do your chin up this way as though there's a person in front to your
So it
left.
has to be
Your
vivid.
chin up this way. Then the audience, you have to be up like this. Don't look at them like this way. You start here, but you eventually have to go up. Then we do this
So
again.
very layered, detailed, up and audience and
Yes, and connect. Yes. Up, connect with this. You understand? Chin up, connect with the balancers. Mm-hmm. Open.
So as you can see, the coaching process like this, it's constant adjustments. It's constant, basically collecting data, make adjustments, make corrections. It's like a sculpture being made. You're polishing here, you look at it, maybe a little bit there, maybe a little bit constant. It's much more than just run it 3 times and then call it rehearsal. That's not rehearsal, that's just for the stamina. To me, coaching is really layered, actually tedious, because when I say something to the student, if something is not working, means that she's not really understanding what you're saying. So I have to come up with another angle. Maybe the way I said it, she misunderstood. Has to be constant. That's why it's a very focused work. And it cannot just be me outward. I have to get information from her constantly. Then I adjust what I have to say. It's academic. It's not just pretending. It's a real coaching. It's very tedious, actually. Also, I wanted to mention, we have to be patient. We have to understand dancer psychology as well. We talked about this earlier. When she does something good, when she did well, we have to point that out. And we have to point that out very clear and right away. Why is that? It's not just praise. It's not. It's not just make her feel better. It's not. You have to recognize and mention clearly when she did something well, because it sticks right away. The muscle memory is still there for her to understand what she did there, and she get the feedback right away. So it sticks. So when she does something well, we also have to make a statement, and it has to make a statement right on the spot. So their mind and body reflect of your voice. For every mistake, we try to help them prevent not to make that again. For every good thing they did, what do we have to do? We have to help them to preserve it, help them to continue to do well on those parts. So equal weight. But you hear me saying this, everything's come from where? Technique class. In our technique class together, I also pay a lot of attention to those things that I'm trying to fix in the rehearsal to give her the support from that end. So let's take a look what we've been talking about in our technique class I have with her. So Jocelyn, from every little thing, just like in clear combination, every time you put the foot out to totally to the side, We'll have to think
especially
about
the
this.
right foot,
You really have to be conscientious about put the heel forward already. That becomes a muscle memory, becomes a habit.
Every little thing. So then it becomes a habit of pushing heel forward and not sitting back on that knee. Okay?
You got the bigger picture. It needs to support by something like this. So constant reminder, even for a very good dancer student like her. When something becomes habit, they don't work a day in their lives because it comes naturally.
I know you're tired because, but at this very end, especially when you're tired, you hold the extra few seconds. That's where
So this step right here, remember we talked about the attitude front? So I remember that we needed to think about that in the classroom.
Then Jocelyn, we talk about on the floor. Now we talk about
This step right here is a direct attitude front.
and that's going to be in your variation.
I'm going to remind her that.
Let that be a muscle memory. You never lead the movement with your knees. You always lift as you're gonna kick it like a soccer ball, like this. If I have a soccer ball, like I used to play when I was school, it's like this exactly same area you kick the ball. This is precisely the energy is you bring the heel up and kick the knee back.
I dedicated this class actually just to make a consistent remark, always to bring those areas out constantly, to remind her in different areas of her putting her heel forward. So here I talked about, remember there's the big jumps. I wanted the jump to have a frame in the air and have the front leg at hold, and also have everything to do with the speed, how she put herself in the air faster. So in this particular case, I thought that her back leg take too long to get fully stretched. And this is the connection I'm making right here.
Jocelyn, remember we talked about this earlier. There's no reason to stagnate at the very end of it. You have to get to the position.
I'm basically doing coaching right now already. In fact, it's not something directly in the step, but it will help her.
Yes, there's no point to.
It will help her in the variation.
Not feeling. I feel like something's stopping. Just from your room. From here. By the time my fingertips, my nose in place, my leg has to be in place like this. Reach. Stretch. Yes.
We cannot not have technique class. So this is something throughout my entire speech with teachers and with the students and with parents. You can't directly go to rehearsal without this class right here. So because in the classroom, it offers the student a chance to hear the teachers of this kind of instructions in multiple different functionalities. So it's completely a part of the training method. And I always go back to foundational training, DNA, plie, tendu, fifth position, and to provide a support and foundation for a student like Jocelyn. Now, you know very well, she did not start dancing like this right away. She did what first? Plie first, tendu first. So let's understand how it works as a comprehensive training method and a strategy how to present a student at the best shape or form and how to change things that to show her very best, and also competition, what student competition is for, show her potential. So those are the things that in my mind when I work with her. And we'll continue work together, we'll continue move forward, and to see what improvement that we can have from this moment on to April. Thank you for watching.